Spartans also have the Big Ten's #1 scorer in senior tailback J.U. Colcrick. We're going to head to first half action at the Horseshoe right now on the Bucks' opening drive, 2nd and 10 from their own 7-yard line. They're backed up. Here with the call is the voice of the Buckeyes, Paul Keels, along with former Ohio State All-American Jim Lachey and sideline reporter Marty Bannister.
On 2nd and 10, pitch Chris Wells coming to the right side, gets to his own 5, steps to the 10, gets to the 15, to the 20, to the 30, down the right side to the 40. Chris Wells to the 50, and out of bounds he goes just past the midfield stripe as T.J. Williams' corner forced him out.
Did a good job setting up that run and raced up the sideline for a gain of 47.
Beckman with the ball, fakes a handoff, rolls to the right from his 46. Now fires long on the left side, going for a Hartline. Caught, 27-yard line, taken down right at the 27. Beckman with the ball, back to throw, sets it to 32, up the middle, complete. 20-yard line, and Hartline taken down to the 15. Good enough for a first down on the catch by Brian Hartline. Jim Cordell, tight end, motioning from left to right. Jake Ballard, snap to Beckman, fakes the hand, sets it to 20, throws on the right side, wide open. Ballard catches at the 4 and stumbles into the end zone. Touchdown, Jake Ballard, as he caught a ball that was a little too far in front of him. Pulled it in. Eric Gordon was the closest defender. 14-yard pass play. Todd Beckman to Jake Ballard, his 2nd career touchdown catch, and Ohio State up 6-zip.
After getting some ball movement, Michigan State is forced to punt, and Aaron Bates drops it inside the 10. The Bucks are starting deep in their own territory.
3rd down, 9 to go. Ohio State at their own 2. Todd Beckman under center. And Beckman rolling in the end zone to throw. Now cranks and goes long on the right side for Rubisky near the 40-yard line. Got it, Brian Rubisky.
Did a good job of kind of circling in, and Todd just threw it to an open area right around that 45-yard line, and Brian ran underneath it. 3rd and 9 from your 2. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, almost looked for a moment like he might have gone out of bounds, too. Buckeyes 1st and 10 at their own 44. Offset eye with Whaley and Wells. Hartline and Rubisky wide left. Beckman under center with the ball. Hands it off. Chris Wells started to the middle. Now races to the 50. Slips to the 45, to the 40 of Michigan State. Down the right side to the 30. Chris Wells, and shoved out of bounds near the 20 of the Spartans by corner T.J. Williams. Long through the air, long on the ground. And the Buckeyes near the Spartan 20. It'll be a 42-yard try. 4th and 14, the down the distance. The spot by Toma. The kick by Pretorius is in the air toward the uprights, and he's got it. Ryan Pretorius with a 42-yard field goal, and Ohio State adds to their lead. It is 10-0.
We move to early 2nd quarter action.
Hoyer calls for the ball. He's got it. Drops it his 18 to throw. Hit while throwing up the middle. Intercepted by Doug Worthington at the 30. There is a flag down as defensive tackle Doug Worthington in the middle of the field came up with a football. Snap to Todd Beckman. He's back to throw. Tosses up the middle of the field. Caught by Ballard at the 15, where he is taken down. Beckman will hand it. Chris Wells coming left side to the 15, to the 10-yard line. Gets to about the 7, thrown back at the 9, and that's where he'll go down. And Beckman under center. Hands it to Wells. Going wide to the right. Wells to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Chris Wells, as he got wide to the right of everybody. Slipped by Travis Key, and the 5-yard touchdown run.
Gary faked it into the middle of the line, broke out to the right, stiff-armed Travis Key, and walked into the end zone.
Through the rest of the first half, Michigan State blocked a 37-yard Ryan Pretorius field goal attempt, and the Silver Bullets contained Javon Ringer as the Bucks went to the locker room with a 17-0 lead over the Spartans. Looking at the halftime stats for both squads, talk about a dominating performance out of the gate for Ohio State. 10 first downs, 4 for Michigan State, 56 yards on the ground for the Spartans, 18 through the air for just a total of 74. This team puts up big points and big yardage every Big Ten game. They are being held at bay by the Buckeyes. 116 yards on the ground for Ohio State's rushing attack, 125 through the air for some good balance, 241 total, and the Buckeyes controlling the ball as far as time of possession is concerned as well. About the only downside of being up 17-0 at this point is that it probably could be a little more for the Bucks, and they would need it in the second half. So we're going to head back to second half action now. Here once again is 1460 The Fans, Paul Keels.
10.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. Thomas wide to the right, motioning toward the line. Hoyer back to toss from his 40, in trouble. Runs through the pocket, hit and dropped at the 46. Vernon Golston and James Laurinaitis team up to drop it. Jeff McPherson, Javon Ringer in the eye. Behind Brian Hoyer on 3rd down for Michigan State. Hoyer at at his 40, looking to throw, looks left, looks right, spins and goes down as Larimore knocked his lineman into him. First down from the 30 of Ohio State. Handoff, Chris Wells going left side, and he runs into trouble. Now still alive, backwards at the 20. Beckman gives him a block as he goes right side to the 25, to the 30, 40-yard line, 45. Chris Wells to the 50, dancing by more defenders and taken down to the 44 of the Spartans. Chris Wells, he finally gets brought down as he was hemmed in for what looked like a sure loss. Linebacker Eric Gordon finally stops him, but the quarterback throws him a block that gets him going in the right direction.
Sure loss, went for a gain of 26, Paul. Incredible. You're right, Todd Beckman looked like he wiped out 2 guys.
As Todd Beckman eyes the defense, then squats into his center, Jim Cordell. Beckman fakes the handoff, rolls to the right from his 40, steps, fakes, now fires long on the left side for Robisky at the 5, got it at the 2 and in the end zone. Touchdown, Brian Robisky. Todd Beckman with his second touchdown pass of the game. Todd Beckman, Sansenbacher wide right, Robisky wide left, Wells the give going right side to the 35, eludes one defender, to the 40, by another, to the 45, and taken out of bounds to the 50 is Chris Wells. 3rd and 10, Ohio State at the 50. Beckman in the shotgun with the ball, back to throw, pressure coming, dumps it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Michigan State, being returned down the right side to the 30, to the 20. Otis Wiley will take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Otis Wiley with his 3rd interception of the year, the 4th of his career.
Todd had some pressure. He kind of threw that across the field, and Wiley ran underneath it and took it back to the house.
Ohio State's offense gives up the score. So 24-6 the tally.
On the Bucs' next drive, the offense still has trouble with the Spartan defense.
Thrown down at the 22 by Nehemiah Warwick, leaving a single setback. Beckman back to throw, and the ball knocked away from him as the flags drop. It's picked up by Sir Darian Adams, and he runs it into the end zone. And 2 straight possessions, Ohio State's offense has allowed Michigan State's defense to score, and the Spartans a PAT away from getting to 10 behind Ohio State, 24-13 the count.
Halfway through the 4th quarter, the Spartans look to narrow the Buckeyes' lead.
Caught by Devin Thomas to the 45, to the 50. Being chased to Donald Washington. Will tackle him at the 41 of Ohio State. And Devin Thomas. 2nd down. Spartans at the Buckeye 42. Hoyer back to throw from the 50. Looks and he throws on the left side. Caught at the 22-yard line by Devin Thomas. The 1st and 10 Spartans at the Buckeye 21. Pitch will come to Ringer. Coming left side. 25, stumble, stays alive. Now will be pushed down at the 24. On 2nd down, Michigan State, 12 to go. Snap to Brian Hoyer, the quarterback. Back at the 30 to throw. Looks, now starts running. Kurt Coleman will throw him down at the 26-yard line. Brian Hoyer works out of the shotgun. 3rd and 14, Hoyer with the ball. Back to throw, hit while throwing. Caught, and the receiver dumped. At the 20-yard line is Cameron Hayward.
He's got the ball. That ball came loose. But
it was Terry Love with the catch. They're calling it an incomplete pass.
Bobbled it, yeah.
Saying Love bobbled it. And Brett Swenson to attempt a 43-yard field goal for Michigan State. All set on the line. Long count for the Spartans. Snap to Bates. Puts it down. The kick for Swenson is up toward the uprights in the north end of the stadium, and he connects.
The OSU offense uses the strong legs of Beanie Wells on 7 straight runs as the clock winds down to 0. Ohio State improves to 8-0 as the Buckeyes record the win over the Spartans by a final score of 24-17. As we take a look at some of the final numbers, Michigan State just 5 first downs recorded in the second half for a total of 9 in the game. The Buckeyes tack on 12 more in the second half for 22 total. 229 on the ground for Ohio State, and we'll see in a moment who had the bulk of that. 193 through the air, 422, another balanced effort. Just 185 total yards for Michigan State. They're averaging just under 500 in Big Ten play. 126 passing yards, 59 rush yards, and the Buckeyes dominate the time of possession as well in this game, but it can show you what turnovers can do because the final margin, just 1 score. All right, here are some of the key players from Saturday's game. We start with Beanie Wells. 31 carries, 221 yards, and a touchdown. That is a career-high yardage in a game for Beanie. Jake Ballard from his tight end position, just 3 catches, but meaningful ones. He had a touchdown on that opening drive, kind of set the tone of this game. 35 yards total for Jake. Brian Robisky hauled in just 2 catches, but pretty lucrative numbers here. 92 yards and a touchdown, so Robo making a big difference. A.J. Trapasso, 5 punts, 217 yards total, and 3 of them down inside the 20. James Laurinaitis, as we switch over to defense, he had a sack for a loss of 2 yards. He had 12 total tackles in this game, 2 of them solo, so his buddies were ganging up with him on a bunch of them. Malcolm Jenkins out at cornerback, 8 total tackles. He was in the backfield as well. 2 tackles for loss.